Hello. Hi, everyone. I was just making sure that I really am live this time. Sorry that I'm like 2 minutes late, but I think they had switched me away from the classic YouTube creator studio or whatever, and I had to kind of switch back. So apologize for that, but I am here now, and thank you so much for joining me. It is Saturday, September 8th, 2018, and you are tuned in to an all new episode of The Missy Show. We're your premier source for fun and informative pet topics. I'm your host, Jay. Dee will be back with us for our October Pet Spectacular episodes, and she may actually be back in 2 weeks when we do our last month for September, but she will definitely be joining us in October for those episodes. Speaking of which, we have 4 brand new creepy episodes airing every Saturday in October here on our YouTube channel. We also have some spooky blog topics in October as well. For Pet Spooktacular shows and blog topics, you can check Missy's blog at shesatortie.blogspot.com, and that's SHESATORTIE, shesatortie.blogspot.com. And when you go on there, be sure to look under the post entitled A September Welcome Back. And that's where you can see that schedule for all the October shows, blog posts, and also for September shows and blog posts. Okay, so before we jump off into October's content, let's come back to the awesome month of September and what we have planned right now for this month. So for this month, we are sticking with our bi-weekly shows. So starting with this one, and it will end on September 22nd with Who Was Checkers, the Most Important Dog in Politics? And that show actually ties in with one of our animal holidays in September, but more on that on the 22nd. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get back to today's episode. And also let me make sure my phone is on silent so we won't get any ringing in the middle of the broadcast. Okay, so this is a topic that Dee and I have touched on before, but because it's an important one, in the animal world, and it's another one of our upcoming animal holidays for this month, I thought it was very much worth mentioning again. So today's episode is entitled, What is a Less Adoptable Pet and Why Should You Care? Well, here's the thing. I feel like you should care because every animal is worthy of love and deserves a good home. And as animal lovers, we should want to make that a reality for all animals. We should do everything we can to find ways to make that a reality for all animals. So for those of you who aren't sure what a less adoptable pet is, let me go ahead and give you an operational definition of that. A less adoptable pet is, simply put, a pet who's considered hard to place. So in the shelters, they're the pets that people aren't just jumping up and down about, bringing home. Like puppies and kittens, those are considered the most adoptable pets because everybody, is crazy about the cuteness of puppies and kittens. So the animals we're talking about today are those that people tend to not, want to adopt as quickly. Examples of less adoptable pets would be elderly or senior pets, special needs pets, or pets with black coats. And speaking of pets with black coats, we'll be talking about that again next month in one of our blog topics, because you have a lot of people who decide in the month of October with Halloween coming up that they do want to adopt black coated pets. Black cats mainly, but also maybe black dogs. And sometimes those people who want to adopt those pets are not doing that for good reasons, because you have, Halloween, and some people are into occultic activities, and sometimes they want to adopt black cats for not so healthy reasons, for lack of putting it a better way. Basically, they want to, adopt them. Sometimes people want to adopt them for rituals. And then sometimes it's not even anything as nefarious as that. Sometimes it can just be that they see black cats as more like a decoration during Halloween. And it's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool for us to have a black cat around Halloween time? But unfortunately, they'll end up returning those animals, you know, after Halloween is over with. So I think a lot of shelters don't even allow you to adopt, you know, black cats. I don't know about dogs, but I know they don't really allow you to adopt black cats, I think, too much in the month of October. But that's for a topic for the blog post for next month. Okay, so I was just going to read you guys a few statistics before I get into the reasons why you should adopt some of these animals under these categories. This is off the petfinder.com site. And they said recent surveys conducted by PetFinder reveal some interesting statistics about the adoption rates of those animals considered less adoptable. A whopping 95% of rescues surveyed currently have pets they would define as hard to adopt. 33% of shelters say they have had pets posted on their site 1 to 2 years, and 27% admit that there have been pets waiting more than 2 years for their forever family. That's a really long time. 1 to 2 years is bad enough, but there are some animals waiting, you know, even longer than that. And while the typical pet spends about 12 weeks up on the site before finding a new home, the profiles of many pets with black coats, special needs pets, and senior pets spend nearly 4 times as long on the adoption site. That's why in 2009, Pet Finder launched Adopt a Less Adoptable Pet Week, a celebration of old dogs, FIV cats, and other hard-to-place pets. An annual event held during the 3rd week of the month of September, and this year's Less Adoptable Pet Week takes place September 17th through 23rd. Many animal advocates know the real underdogs of the rescue world are black dogs and black cats, like I was discussing earlier. Whether it's because of old wives' tales or because they are more difficult to photograph, black furred pets seem to get the raw end of the deal, making them less adoptable. We continue to notice that black animals are euthanized first, as shelter workers know the turnover for black animals or their likelihood of being adopted is lower than animals with other colors or markings. Another hard to place pet that they mentioned earlier in the paragraphs are cats with FIV. And FIV is feline immunodeficiency virus. The condition operates much like HIV in humans. Cats who contract the disease tend to have compromised immune systems due to a drop in white blood cells. While an FIV cat can have a regular lifespan, they do require a bit of extra medical attention to manage the illness. Then they go on to talk about 12% of respondents to petfinder.com survey reveal that pets with medical needs or special considerations are the hardest to adopt out from their organizations. But according to shelter and rescue groups, members in the survey, but according to shelter and rescue group members in the survey, the absolute hardest pets to place are older dogs and cats. While adorable puppies and kittens seem to have no problem finding new homes, senior pets often spend the longest amount of time at the shelter before being adopted, but many do not get adopted at all. So we don't like these statistics, so we want to give you reasons that you should adopt these groups. So my first group is going to be senior or elderly pets. And this is from animalfoundation.com, and they are giving 9 reasons that you should adopt a senior pet. And I'll provide the links to these sites in my social media pages. So I'll have those on Twitter and Google Plus and all that good stuff. So number 1, what you see is what you get. When you adopt an older pet, you'll already be able to tell its full-grown size, grooming requirements, temperament, and more. This kind of information will help you pick the right dog or cat for your family. Number 2, train less, enjoy more. Adult pets are more likely to have received obedience and leash training from a prior owner. That means fewer accidents in the house, less leash pulling when out for walks, and more built-in manners from your family's new furry friend. Number 3, old dogs and cats can learn new tricks. Even if your new older pet hasn't received any formal training, adult dogs and cats are calmer and more focused than their puppy and kitten counterparts. That makes them the perfect candidates for learning basic commands or more impressive moves for treats. Number 4, age is just a number. Senior pets provide as much love and companionship and excitement as younger ones. No matter the number of years lived, pets still enjoy regular exercise, playtime, and Netflix marathons on the couch with you. Number 5, older shelter pets aren't problematic pets. Older dogs and cats lose their homes for a number of reasons, usually having nothing to do with their behavior or personality. Common reasons older pets are surrendered to shelters like ours include moves, career changes, new babies, death of a guardian, allergies, and more. Don't make the mistake of assuming an older pet is available for adoption because something is wrong with them. That's a really good point, and one that I don't think Dee and I ever mentioned in our past episodes. Number 6, years of love and fun are still ahead. Dogs and cats live for 10 to 15 years on average, and many live even longer than that. A 5-year-old pet has lots of love and adventures to share with you, and providing a home to an animal in its golden years can be just as rewarding and special. Number 7, senior pets need homes too. Adult pets are often passed over by potential adopters for younger animals. By adopting a shelter senior, you'll give that dog or cat the second chance at happiness that they deserve. Number 8, many shelters offer senior discounts for both pets and people. November is recognized as Adopt a Senior Pet Month nationwide, and many animal shelters offer discounted or waived adoption fees for pets above a certain age to celebrate the occasion. They may offer senior pet discounts year-round too. Call or visit your local shelter to see what promotions might be going on when you're ready to adopt. And number 9, pets don't outgrow cuteness. All pets are cute, no matter their age. Need we say more? Love has no age limit, and our senior pets are ready and waiting to meet you. When the time comes to open your heart and home to an older dog or cat, be sure to visit our 2 adoption locations. Now, like I said, this came off of animalfoundation.com. So those were all great reasons why you should adopt a senior pet. Now, let's see here. I am going to give you reasons why you should adopt a black cat. And these reasons can also, I'm sure, apply to black dogs as well. Okay, let's see. Number 1, you are above superstitions and folklore. We've all heard it. A black cat crossing your path is bad luck. But come on, do you really think this is such an ominous occurrence? If you own a black cat, guess what? He will constantly cross your path. In some cultures, this is actually good luck. In the end, putting your fate in the hands of the fur color of a cat seems a bit silly. If a black cat crosses your path while you're holding an open umbrella indoors and standing under a ladder, you're still going to be fine, but might look a little ridiculous. Our next reason, they look fabulous with everything. Nothing says I'm an incredibly fashionable cat lady or man like a black cat. Think about it. Black cats go with everything. Can you pair a calico with your new plaid coat? No, it's going to clash. When you take a selfie with a black cat, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a green paisley tunic or red leather pants. You both look fabulous in the photo. And when you do wear black, which is often because you're so chic, you won't have to worry about getting out the lint roller every 5 minutes. Now, I've heard that one before, that, when you wear your black slacks or whatever, you don't have to worry about having the cat hair on you. Whereas, say, if you had a white cat, nothing's wrong with white cats or other colored cats, but with the black cats, you don't have to worry about that. Another reason, and this is off of vetstreet.com, they say your photography skills will improve. One reason black cats might not get as much attention at the shelter is because they don't always photograph easily. Well, you're up to a photography challenge. Just look at photographer Fred Levy's recent photo series, The Black Dogs Project. The pictures are stunning, and with the black cat, you can totally recreate that iconic poster. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this gentleman's name that they say made the poster. I will let you see that on the site when I post the link. Another reason, and I like this one, they look like miniature panthers. Forget spots and stripes. Black cats also look alluring and exotic. In fact, the black-coated Bombay was bred to look like a miniature panther. So if a wild and exotic appearance is what you're looking for in a feline, think outside the box and consider a black cat. Okay, here's a reason I didn't consider either. They say naming black cats is easy. We have a soft spot for old school names like Midnight and Shadow. It doesn't really make sense to call a gray tabby Onyx, but you can totally give that moniker to a black cat. Of course, you're not limited to those types of names for black cats. We're just saying that you have more naming options with the black cat. Another reason, hide and seek is way more fun. Want to challenge yourself and the kids for 20 minutes? Turn off all the lights at night and play hide and seek with a black cat. It's quite difficult, but fun. Even if your kitty's hiding skills are not superb, it doesn't matter. You'll still have a great time trying to find her. And perhaps the most important reason, they need a loving home. Some of our reasons for adopting a black cat might be a little playful, but we're being serious here. Shelter cats, no matter the color of their fur, need forever homes to love and cherish them. While it is a myth that black pets are less likely to be adopted than lighter colored animals, it is true that there are plenty of black cats and dogs in need of homes. So don't overlook the gorgeous black cat at your local shelter. He could be the perfect pet for you. Huh. I found it interesting. They said it is a myth that black pets are less likely to be adopted. I think that is still debatable because I've read many things that says that they are less likely to be adopted, and here it does say that that's a myth. So I think it just depends on which article you're reading. I will probably have to talk to someone actually who works at a shelter and get their opinion, but even that will probably vary. But those are good reasons to adopt a black cat, and we will be discussing more about black cats, like I said, next month in the blog post. Our next category is going to be special needs pets. And this offers 5 reasons why you should. Now, with the special needs category, special needs pets are not for everybody. And after I read these, I will also read another article explaining, the considerations you should take before you go there with a special needs pet. Okay. Reason number 1 for why you should adopt a special needs animal, you're helping the animal. When searching for a companion, many people have a vision of a perfect, pristine animal in their heads, one they can spend long hours playing fetch with, or one who will entertain them by chasing toys around. Unfortunately, people don't realize that special needs pets can do all of these things and more. For this reason, many rescue organizations hold events like Adopt a Less Adoptable Pet Day. The sad truth is that many special need pets will spend their lives in shelters because many adopters don't see it as ideal to bring a pet home with a disability. Number 2, the animal will help you. I have many pets and they all supply the unconditional love you'd expect from a companion. However, there's something different about the bond with the pet who has special needs. There has to be a certain confidence from a special needs pet, trusting that you will care for them properly and respect their limitations. In return, your thoughtfulness and patience, a special needs animal will repay you with a deeper, kinder type of love. Number 3, you'll learn about yourself. You might think it takes a special type of person to care for a special needs animal, but the truth is that special type of person is in all of us. Yes, it requires a certain gentleness and ample patience to parent an animal with a disability, but I found it comes naturally because of the bond you'll create with your pet. A special needs pet will help bring out the thoughtful qualities you didn't know you had. Even if you don't see it in yourself, your capacity for compassion and empathy will surprise you. Number 4, it can help you relate to people with disabilities. People like animals come from all walks of life, and people like animals are so much more than just skin and bones. A special needs pet might help open your eyes and heart to the world of different people around us. If you're already compassionate, caring for an animal with a disability might help you better appreciate the challenges people with disabilities face every day. If you have a special need of your own, you and your pet can support each other and walk the path together. And number 5, special needs animals are like little superheroes. Besides kind-heartedness and understanding, there is a lot we can all learn from the perseverance of pets with special needs. Despite their setbacks, special needs animals don't give up. They adapt to their unique situations and conquer their limitations daily. In my personal experience, despite my best efforts to gain her trust, Iris was still skittish when approached from her blind side. I could tell her all day I would never hurt her, but my own positive reinforcements couldn't do as much as a pep talk from her. It took some self-encouragement and a little bit of faith, but I haven't gone to sleep without a purring kitty on my chest in the last year. Iris and all other special needs animals serve as an amazing example of overcoming difficulties and are inspirations to us all. And this came off of sittingforacause.com. And those were 5 reasons why you should adopt a special needs pet. Project Positivity. Now I'm just going to read to you, and this is back from Vet Street. These are 6 considerations before adopting a special needs pet. Let's see. Number 1, get lots of advice before you bite. If you fall prey to the desire, you should know that you're not alone. You'll find plenty of allies if you seek them out. Veterinarians, trainers, behaviorists, and rescue personnel, to name just a few. They'll usually be your best resources for helping you decide whether a pet with A, B, or C issue, disease, or disability is a good fit for your home. Number 2, research your prospective needy pet specific issues. As owner, caretaker, and buddy to a pet with complex needs, you'll have a lot on your plate, but it'll be much easier and you'll be far more effective if you can get up to speed on the disorder or disability you'll confront and what your charge will require. Number 3, and this is a really, really important one, and this is always the one that stands out for me. Examine your finances. No pet is inexpensive, but some special needs pets require far more financial resources than others. What's worse, the problem your prospective pet currently suffers is unlikely let's start that one again. What's worse, the problem your prospective pet currently suffers is unlikely to be covered by an insurance policy. Though I'd still recommend pet health insurance to help mitigate future financial hurdles, recognize that pre-existing problems are typically excluded for new policyholders. Number 4, consider how much time and energy you'll have to dedicate. That's another important one. Some pets' problems can be super time consuming. Just imagine, for instance, how much time it takes to deal with dogs who cannot be trained to urinate and defecate in appropriate places. Slumdog, my hydrocephalic pug mix, is one such tough customer. Diapering him indoors is more of a chore than you might think. Okay, I have to look that up. I'm sorry, I screwed over that word. Hydrocephalic. Okay, have to see. All right, number 5, determine if you are physically up to the task. Some pets, dogs especially, of course, can be physically demanding. Consider, for instance, the plight of a client whose morbidly obese corgi with spinal issues needs a doggy wheelchair. How does she manage it with her own back troubles? It's not easy. Number 6, be honest with yourself. No item on this list should be approached without an open mind and a willingness to be totally honest with yourself. After all, if you're like most of us, you recognize that the best decisions you ever made weren't the ones you stumbled into blindly. Remember, you're taking a big responsibility. Treat it accordingly. So for me to take away the two main important ones, and of course you want to research the disability that your pet will have, just like they said, but you have to consider your finances because some disabilities or illnesses may be more draining on your wallet than others because pets are expensive, period. But pets with certain disabilities or disorders, they may require more medications, more vet visits, than the typical animal. And also you do have to consider how much time and energy that you do have. If you work really, really long hours, you and your spouse or just you, and there's not going to be anybody who can be there to really dedicate time and attention to that animal, that might not be the best fit for you. And that's even true with animals without disabilities. So if you work long hours or you're just a person who doesn't have a lot of patience, that might not be the best route for you. So hopefully after listening at this show, some of you have been inspired. If you do have the patience and the time and you are emotionally and financially able, maybe some of you will consider adopting some of these special animals. They deserve the best, just like any other animal in a shelter. And I don't think that, they should be overlooked just because of their age or just because of special needs or because of especially because of the color of their coat. That's absolutely ridiculous. And I just think for those of you who are able, financially or in whatever other ways, you should consider that. If you're already in the market for a pet anyway, why not give one of these animals a chance? Okay, so I won't get on a soapbox. So that's it for now. Please be sure to join us back in 2 weeks when we tell you the story of Checkers, the most important dog in politics, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, like, who is Checkers and what is this about? Because I didn't even know who Checkers was until I read up on it. But please join us back here in 2 weeks at our same time. We should still be back at 5 p.m. Central here on Google Hangouts, and it will then roll over onto our YouTube channel. And then after that, we will have a 1 week break, and then come October 6th, we're diving into October Pet Spooktacular. I'm super excited about that. Excited to have Dee back on with me and looking very much forward to October because that is my absolute favorite month out of the whole year. It's the mark of the holiday season. Everything starts to kick off. I just adore it. So I'm going to end this now before I get on another soapbox about that because I've got so much to say, but we'll save all of that for October. So until 2 weeks from now, September 22nd, I hope you guys have a great and safe weekend and enjoy yourselves. And I will see you later. Bye.